Yo, hey there, this is CJ Cat Lover. I've got a game of World at War for you. This is actually Nacht Zombies in a private match with my friend Nacht Der Untoten, also in the Rock Glitch video, and he was on my past dual commentary. Then I'm going to kind of just talk about general strategy for this map. Obviously, this is the best place to stay. Primary, I would suggest the ray gun. For secondary, I mean, a lot of people would prefer the MG42, but with a two-man team, I would say the trench gun is probably the best secondary you can have because it's highly immobile, at least for the front guard. Like I'm always the front guard. Like I feel uncomfortable being the back guard because I don't have the high like I can't move around. It's okay for the rear guard to have like a MG42 or something, but the front guard needs to be able to run around in circles on the zombies with this primary or secondary. Another reason I like the trench gun over a light machine gun is because it is a fast kill in close range, even on high rounds. Like if you're close enough and you hit them in like the head or neck, you can still get a one-shot kill. As an MG42, it's going to take a lot, and you're most likely going to end up dying. So that, like, if you're in a tight situation, have to reload, whatever, you can just switch to a trench gun. So here, I'm just going to explain terms. Front guard is obviously the person who stands in the front. But most people say if you only have one person with the ray gun, the person with the ray gun should be in the back, because that way they don't kill themselves with it. But I would always suggest the person with the ray gun stand in the front, because then if they get downed, then they can continue shooting. And if someone with the ray gun gets downed, and you're in a corner, like not if you're in the middle of the map, but you revive them as fast as possible. Because when you die, you get a clip of the ray gun. And you want to revive them before that clip runs out, because otherwise you're going to have no defense. Otherwise, one person can usually do it. I'm going to give you some tips for when I'm down, when I'm down. Power-ups, my general strategy is don't go for anything but insta-killer bomb, obviously. And if it's past that doorway, unless it's a max ammo and you really needed it or you're getting completely swarmed and it's an insta-kill, don't go for it. If it's past the doorway right in front of us there. And when you're running low on ammo and stuff, when ammo's a factor on higher rounds, don't shoot at a zombie unless it's in or past that doorway. Because you don't want to miss, because ammo is very precious. This is a fairly lucky game, I would say. We get a lot of nukes and max ammos, otherwise we definitely would have died. As you saw earlier, when I had a max ammo and a nuke. Get the nuke first, that way you have time to reload, and my teammate was also downed. Always revive your teammate before you pick up a max ammo, unless you are completely out, and they aren't in a place where you can easily revive them. Because otherwise, when they get revived, they will not have that full ammo, which is definitely necessary. Yeah, person in the front should be crouching and or a little staggered from the person in the back, because otherwise you can't shoot through your teammates. And you can even have problems shooting over their shoulder and stuff, so it's best if they crouch. Plus, if you're crouching in the front and there's a person right behind you, the zombies are more likely to try to get the person behind you. And the reason we die this game, which is publicly, is because, like, the front guard, if you get swarmed like this, your general strategy, the pillar, not coming up here, I'll show you. When I turn forward, that pillar there, you want to run in a circle around that, and the zombies will tend to group up over by that window. See, this is the problem with the person in the front standing up. I could not shoot over shoulders, and he ended up dying. And another thing, when you're reviving them, aim at their chest, because otherwise when they turn, it will stop reviving them sometimes. But see, you gotta revive them as fast as possible, even if there's a ton of zombies. And when you're the front guard, don't be afraid to die like this. Like, if there's a zombie close by and you're damaged, shoot it anyway, because when you die, you can still defend yourself, as long as you have the ray gun. Not if you have, like, the flamethrower or something, or cold, because the ray gun is necessary, only because you need it, that way when you're down, like, see, don't be afraid to die as many times as possible. Like, it doesn't, you're there basically to protect the rear guard, and the rear guard is your team. If he dies, you die, usually. And there are a few rare occasions this doesn't happen, but, like, yeah, and see, this is my strategy, grabbing power-ups. One person definitely continue firing, and then when you're getting it, walk forward while firing. It works, like, that way you don't get surprised. And again, always when you're in that corner, definitely the best spot to be by the grenades there. Always make sure you keep an eye out on that window, because that is like the window behind us. Like, because that is the most common place people die. See, the use of the trench gun and insta kills very well, because like, if you have a light machine gun, you can still die on insta kills. So say you have to reload. If both people have a Browning and they have to reload at the same time. Tactics for reloading on Nazi zombies. I always try to keep a couple shots left in my clip. Because then the YY trick, if you don't know that, you double tap Y. While you're reloading, it'll cancel your reload. So that way, if you need to, you can, and still fire a couple shots before you finish your reload. So I do get to round 22 in this game. It's the highest I've gotten in this map, but I don't really play this map much. My record on Durais, which I don't play zombies much, is around 23 because one of our teammates left, so we were left with 2 people. And I was using the trench gun and the pack-a-punch Browning. Everyone on our team had a pack-a-punch Browning, which that's better for Durais. Like on this map, I would say it is better to have a trench gun. And then it is very useful on Durais for one person to have a pack-a-punch trench gun, just so that way there's someone for close range. Pack-a-punch ray gun, you can kill yourself very easily. But the other 2 had pack-a-punch ray guns and stuff. But then one of our teammates lagged out, and we ended up getting swarmed and died. But yeah, the reason I die this game is a common mistake a lot of people make. Don't ever stand side by side on your teammate, because if you try to charge them, look at this collateral. How many do you think people was killed with 1 bullet in there? Like all those zombies there? Pretty insane. The front guard should be highly mobile because they got to keep repairing that window if at all possible. I don't do it much in this video just because it's a higher round and you can't repair the window unless like there's insta-kill or some sort of power. You have to be definitely sure you're safe, or if there's like 1 or 2 boards left. But you just got to keep an eye out the window for if you're the front guard. And yeah, so you got to be useful. Like every time there's an insta-kill, do not use your ray gun unless you have to. Like definitely switch to your secondary, for sure. But see, I'm front guard, and I stand to the front left of it, and he stands to the back right, because the back right is like the best view of this general room, but the front left gives you the best room of the window and of the people coming in through that back door, just so you can kill mistress. Another tip I would say is very helpful this game too. Part of the reason I got so far is he is continuously every once in a while he'll buy grenades and throw all 4 of them. You don't think it's that useful, but it slows the zombies down. Like you can make a few crawlers with it, and it does damage them. So that way you don't have to hit them directly with the ray gun. And another thing, a lot of people don't think about this, but a lot of times if you do that, it'll actually lag the game slightly, which you might think is a bad thing. But what lag does a lot of times on Nazi zombies is it'll slow down the zombies. So you can, it's like all the smoke and stuff, they just a lot for the game to process, so it'll go slower. And one thing, if you're in the front half of the room, you're not in that corner, never stop moving. Unless there's like an insta-kill or something. But like, because the zombies find it very hard to hit you when you're moving. And never look down over there. I would not suggest that on later rounds, looking down by where that truck is and shooting zombies coming in through there. Yeah. So this game, I guess, coming close to an end, and I'm just kind of chilling in this corner here. Like, it is round 22. I was expecting to die earlier when I started recording it earlier than this, and I ended up having to cut out the first part of the video and start around 19. So if it's a 10-minute YouTube limit, but I think it's a pretty fast game. It's under 10 minutes, and it's 19, 20, 21, and part of 22. Again, front guard should always keep an eye on that window. Just make sure you do that. And here's another case. Don't be afraid to die. Like, see how I shot those zombies? See, this is why it was so useful. Here, I had to reload anyway, and I don't have to reload after you die there. And again, another reason, don't be afraid to die. Just continue shooting. See, like that? I killed myself, but I killed myself on purpose because the front guard I know can revive me. Here I was kind of afraid because he's waiting a long time to revive me. I thought he maybe couldn't. I would say it's very important to have headsets. Definitely some way to communicate on Nazi zombies, or you will die. Like, so you can reload. Stagger your reloads. Like, this is why I think it's so important to have a headset. Not for like sound porn or anything. But when you have like a Turtle Beach or something on Nazi zombies, which I have a Turtle Beach XLC, you can hear when your teammate's reloading. So say you both have ray guns. Oh, this is how I died. There. I got stuck on my teammate. And that's why you don't stand side by side. Like, he kind of started moving forward. It's not his fault. But yeah. Well, the game is over, and bye-bye.